offensive position here. Now this one is not a great class. So maybe because the tackle class is so deep, you might be able to ask one of those guys if you get one in the 5th or 6th round to see if they can transition to a different position. And then you get guys like basically Halapulivati Vaitai that can do both those things. So
right. Well, and I think you've seen that recently, like with just the prospects coming up. Like I think that's probably why Leatherwood was so happy to move to tackle, is because like those are the guys that get paid. But you've definitely seen teams in the like mid to later rounds draft a tackle and just use them at guard because they're just more talented. Because the more talented guys in high school and college are saying, listen, tackles get paid tens of millions of dollars, so I want to be one of them. But if you're good enough, I mean, they're just gonna like, if you're a rookie, you're gonna play where they put you. But
so you look at a guy like Cesar Ruiz last year.
Yeah,
like he was a center.
Yeah,
pretty much his entire college career. He played guard his first year that he played, but he's a center. Like he's really a center. But the Saints were like, look, he can play guard. Like we're gonna put him at guard. Like there's plenty of guys like that. I look at a guy like Wyatt Davis. Like I like Wyatt Davis a lot. I actually have him number 2, but he can move around. Like he's moved around the offensive line a little bit.
Right. I have Davis.
Are that means we're probably unanimous on Elijah Vera Tucker at 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then I do have Wyatt Davis at 2 as well, and then Creed Humphrey at 3.
Yep.
I have Dickerson at 3, but then I have Humphrey.
So my surprise at 4 is very small school, Wisconsin Whitewater, Quinn Miners.
Quinn Miners, here you go.
Yeah, I actually thought about putting him at 5.
So I was looking at NFL Draft Diamonds usually comes out with like an article every single year that have like the top 30 or top 21 small school players, and we had Quinn Miners at number 2 behind just Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, okay. So I actually had to look up. I Googled YouTube highlights of Quinn Miners, and I was like, I mean, obviously you're playing Wisconsin. Yeah, you went to Wisconsin Whitewater. You're obviously not playing the same talent, but like, dude was annihilating defensive.
I mean, UW Whitewater wins like the D3 national championship every other year, so it's not like they're bad. They're good. We played them in baseball once. They're very good at baseball too.
I actually put Ben Cleveland as my number 5. I just think he has the size, like 6'6", 350. He has the size and the like, just the physical attributes necessary to line up with.
That dude is a
NFL players. Like, and Georgia's no slouch at developing offensive linemen and like getting them to block in some complicated schemes. Deontay Brown also is getting like.
I was going to say with either of those, like Landon Dickerson or Deontay Brown, but Alabama typically brings out strong guards.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I think like. I just think like, I know it's kind of cliches to say like, he's from this school, so he's just good, but like they just have good offensive line coaches that are like NFL minded. Like Alabama and Notre Dame are just 2 of those schools that always have NFL minded in teaching offensive line coaches. They teach them how to use their hands the way NFL players do. They teach them how to line up like NFL players and what to do so that they can transition well. And that may not like lead to them being the most like dominant for a ton of years, but at least year 1, they have some groundwork and they have some like teaching that can apply directly, like right away. They don't have to be like taught all these things new. Like they've just been taught kind of like an NFL player for a while, and they can translate pretty quickly.
Ohio State too with guards have been very good. Tackles and centers not so much for whatever reason. But guards, Ohio State's been raking them out, and obviously we talked.
I mean, Josh Myers. I don't think Josh Myers is anything to look past. Too.
Yeah, I have him at 8, and I think like Trey Smith at Tennessee is another guy I had around there. Kendrick Green from Illinois. When I watched Illinois play a couple of games, Kendrick Green always seemed like he was another solid guy. So I think there's other players here that probably fall to the 4th round, and if you do want to try to again build depth. Round 4 and later, you're able to do that. But